Hello and welcome to a new video series produced by the Harvard Kennedy School Program in Criminal Justice. In this series, we will describe some principles and approaches we have used to help justice officials convert their own data into governance indicators by which they achieve their own goals in justice and safety. This is one of several videos in our series in which we will illustrate these principles. We will use examples from developing and developed countries, from institutions like police, prosecution, prisons and judiciary, and we will draw on a variety of topics such as violence against women and community policing. In the course of these videos, you will hear about governance indicators that are aligned with domestic ambitions for justice and safety reform, that build on existing data and data capacity, that are responsive to policy and practice changes, that are aligned to sector-level goals, and that are integrated into existing institutional culture. So, where did our approach emerge? Well, between 2009 and 2016, the United Kingdom's Department for International Development invested in a program of support for government officials in developing countries who wish to design indicators for their own ambitions in justice and safety. Over these 7 or so years, the Harvard Kennedy School Program in Criminal Justice strengthened the capacity of officials in Jamaica, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Bangladesh, and Ethiopia to construct, test, and use governance indicators that mattered nationally and made sense locally. Officials from each of these countries tested creative ways of using the data they were already producing, and many of them were able to use indicators to make changes in their system that were not previously possible. So, before we start, and to give you a sense of whether this is for you, let's tackle 2 questions. First, what does our team really mean when we say indicators? We do not mean monitoring the implementation of a program. We do not mean evaluating whether a program had a particular outcome. We do not mean advocacy indicators that help you lobby someone to make changes in policy. We do not mean indicators that assess the entire justice system to identify shortcomings. And we do not mean the UN Sustainable Development Goals or any other of the international or regional goals that allow you to compare across countries. What we do mean is governance indicators that can be developed and used on an ongoing basis inside justice agencies to achieve discrete reform goals. Which brings us to our second question: why might governance indicators be helpful to you? Data and indicators do not work alone. They are one tool in your toolkit. But governance indicators can be a very powerful and useful tool. Governance indicators can help you build shared knowledge about how to govern the justice system, build confidence that difficult or politically sensitive problems can be tackled, sequence or redefine problems to a manageable scale, take advantage of existing authority systems and meetings in the justice system in order to drive reform, take advantage of a scientific method of driving reform and yet allow room for genuine experimentation, and build a routine of seeking answers to governance dilemmas. Over the years working closely with justice officials, our team noticed that officials could successfully use governance indicators for 3 key purposes: motivating staff to perform toward a new goal, learning more deeply about a problem, or communicating progress better. Throughout this series, you will hear examples of how justice officials and the local and international actors who worked with them were able to build governance indicators that served these purposes. So, to recap, this series will help you appreciate why and how you can align indicators with local ambitions, build on existing data and data capacity, make indicators responsive to changes and interventions, align indicators with sectoral goals, and integrate indicators into existing institutional culture. Thank you for joining us.